Hi, babies. It's that time again. Oh, yeah. Holy love, holy love. We read in Genesis 43, but I'm going to just skip it. It's nothing really to teach on. It's Joseph receiving his brothers, and they share a meal. Everything's good. Nothing really, no real lesson to learn there. It'll probably have something to learn in the next chapter. It's kind of like a transition chapter. It's not really substantive. All right, so I went to the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, and I went to chapter 134, and in it we see Jesus saying, "If anyone thirsts, come to me." And out of his inner being will flow rivers of living water. Oh yeah, baby. And if you can't tell what that means, basically it means what your soul is desiring most. Jesus, by living in you by his Spirit, will provide all of what you need in abundance. Oh yeah. Also, I wanted to mention there that those types of verses really occur only in the Gospel of John, not so much in the other three Gospels. And I think it's because John was a later Gospel and people started becoming wise in their development in the Spirit, so that if Jesus didn't say these things in the earlier Gospels, it might be because these understandings of the working of the Spirit came through experience decades later, so that they really started understanding what was available in the Spirit. So, take that however you want to take that. I'm just saying you don't have those types of verses like, "I am the bread of life," "God and I are one," "You have no life in me unless you eat of my flesh and drink of my blood." All these like spiritualized messages were more in John, and interestingly enough in Paul's writings. And Paul's writings preceded the Gospels. So it's almost like I look at it like Paul's experience was so direct by the Spirit, because he didn't know Jesus, personally. He met him in the Spirit, yet his teaching and understanding is more in alignment with the book of John that came after the Synoptic Gospels. So anyway, that's just a little historical background. And then what else did I read? I read where people start plotting against Jesus, but then they're like afraid to bring him before the authorities because they're getting reports that if you challenge Jesus, he's going to make you look like a fool, and you're going to lose respect in front of the people. So they decide not to question Jesus. And then there's this verse that was just lovely, where Jesus is saying, breathe the breath of God and live the life. Oh yeah, baby. So the word for wind, spirit, breath, the movement of air is all the same word. So in the Quarian Gospel, instead of saying spirit, he uses the term breath. So it's the holy breath of God. Let the holy breath of God breathe through you so that you're able to live the life. Yeah, baby. And I really like that because it's that type of an understanding that makes me feel strong, makes me feel empowered, makes me experience the presence and fullness of God in me. So much so that I don't need to worry about details in the Bible or end of time events and I can't think of the right word. All the questions we have of, when is this going to happen? Why did this happen? What's up with this verse? Why did this happen? All those questions just like disappear for me when I'm focused in on breathing the breath of God and living his life. Because that's really what he's after. Whether things happened factually or they're written down metaphorically, or most likely a combination of those things. What he's after is having a relationship with us. So if we're continually in conversation with him and being surrendered to him so that his spirit is kind of resting in us and we become so one with him, it's as if his breath is breathing through us and we are manifesting his nature. Oh yeah, baby. That's what I do. And that's what helps me feel grounded. So when I like just this morning, I checked in on, I have to go to a memorial service for a dear sister in the Lord today. So I wasn't able to go to church. Not that I would have gone anyway, but so I tuned in to see what was being said. They do a Bible study at 9 o'clock, and oh my gosh, it's just the angst and the energy and just like the striving to explain something. It's like, take a breath, relax, everything's okay. He's in you. He's all you need. Now let him speak.